What's up guys, this is Cody here, and today in this video I actually got my hands on a pre-release unit of the LG V20, which you can see right here. So this is actually the successor to the LG V10, and in my opinion, just looking at them right off the bat, this thing looks a lot better. I was never really a big fan of the design of the LG V10. This was actually a really good phone. I just didn't like the look of it, but the LG V20 has some nice improvements, and we're gonna talk about the top 5 in this video right here. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing I want to talk about here on the V20 is the Touch ID sensor. So that you can see we have a Touch ID sensor or power button right here on the back of the device. And this is something that I had an issue with on the V10, something that I brought up in the video, basically stating that I felt like the button just felt kind of cheap, like a hollow click, and it just didn't feel premium. So on this one, I can gladly say that they've remedied that issue, and the Touch ID sensor is fast as hell, definitely on par with the iPhone. Not to mention they actually got rid of the volume buttons on the back of the device, which I won't say is necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. I would say that having the volume up and down on the back of the device is actually more functional, but I do like the look of the volume buttons on the side of the device rather than on the back. Next, a really awesome feature on this device is there's actually a button on the side of the phone that's going to release the back casing, allowing us to put in our 3200 milliamp hour battery. Now, what's cool about that? Well, one, it's a whole lot easier to get into the back of the device, and not only that, but we have a replaceable battery. That is huge in this day and age. You really don't see that in a lot of devices these days. Also, here under the back plate, you can see that you have space for your SD card as well as your SIM. Something else that makes the V20 device really stand out is Quad DAC. So if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically going to provide you with the best audio experience that you're ever gonna hear in any device out there right now. I mean, this thing is crazy awesome when it comes to audio. It's not only just the Quad DAC, but they've also stepped up their game in terms of mic audio. So basically, if you get a really high-pitched, really loud sound, it's actually going to dampen that sound or pad it and make it sound a whole lot better on your device than it normally would on basically any other device. Same thing for really low sounds. If it hears that really low sound, it picks it up on the mic, then it's actually gonna amplify that to make it a little bit more clear and more audible on the device. Now, it's not just that. There's a ton of different stuff that you can do with this thing. You can actually change how much audio you're actually picking up from behind the device or in front of the device, just basically depending on, if you're the one talking while you're recording, or if you actually want to pick up the people in front of you that you're recording with your device. So just going through the specs real quick, on the display you have 2560 by 1440 resolution with a 513 pixels per inch. And you also have that secondary screen that we all know and love from the V10 right up there at the top. That's going to allow you to show, different types of applications. You can actually customize it right up there in the right hand corner with your name or whatever else you want to put up there. But that actual secondary screen is actually 160 by 1040 at also 515 pixels per inch. Now, when we're talking about the hardware, we have a Snapdragon 820 processor with 4 gigs of RAM, and the phone comes in capacities of 32 gigs and 64 gigs. Another really cool thing about the V20 is it's shipping with Nougat 7.0. So this is actually the first smartphone that's going to be shipping with that OS, which is normally something that you're just going to see on the Nexus. Next, we have an upgrade to the rear camera. There's actually 2 cameras back there, one of them being a 16 megapixel rear camera with optical image stabilization with a 1.8 aperture, dual tone LED flash, it's a 75-degree lens, and has 4K video recording. Now, there's also a 8 megapixel secondary rear camera with a 2.4 aperture, and it's a 135-degree lens. Now let's talk about build. This is something that I really liked and something I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I like a whole lot better than the V10. There was a lot of plastic on the V10, and it just didn't really look premium to me. And I think this device looks very premium. We have military grade materials on this device, and only on the top and bottom that we have plastic. And that's basically just to help absorb that shock if you do accidentally drop your device somewhere. Now, as we go around the device, you can see at the bottom, we have a nice big loudspeaker as well as a USB-C port in order to charge the device. Something else you'll see here is a headphone jack, something we all know and love and wish was on every single device that we own. Of course, you have the volume buttons right here on the left-hand side, and moving up to the top, you can see that we have a mic as well as an infrared LED blaster. Moving to the front above the display, right next to that secondary screen, we have our front-facing camera. Now, this is something else that's changed from the V10. We don't have that dual lens on the front-facing camera anymore. This is basically 5 megapixels at 1.9 aperture, and it's a 120-degree wide-angle lens. So just to recap here, I love the new Touch ID sensor and how fast it is and how reliable it is. That's definitely a huge plus. Also, the fact that we have a removable battery, that's a huge plus as well, because who doesn't want the option to be able to slap in a brand new battery and get 100% battery just like that? And of course, we don't want to forget about that quad DAC. Now, this is not only going to come in handy when you're just listening to music or watching videos with headphones on your device, but this is also good for voice calling. So just while you're on the phone talking to people, that audio quality is going to come out crystal clear. I really like that the V20 is coming pre-installed with Nougat 7.0. That's definitely a plus. The build quality is on point, and not only that, but we also have that smart microphone that is going to allow us to get better audio quality when recording. Now, if all that's not enough for you, LG actually partnered up with Bang & Olufsen, so you're actually going to get some premium earbuds to go along with your LG V20. Now, I don't necessarily know if this comes with every single version of the V20, but LG sent them to me with the device, so I just assume that you guys are going to get them as well. Don't hold me to that. I hope you guys get them because they're pretty nice headphones. All right, guys, just want to do a quick video on the V20. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you guys want to see more Android device reviews on this channel, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.